So I was talking about having done videos and talked about architecture, which is when they take an aura from someone, they harden it, and they break it into blocks, and then they try to build with it. Luciferians do this. I am against it. It's an unnatural act. It might seem like you're protecting something, but you're not. You're just killing it. And I get the feeling they've done it in some religions, and I refuse to do it. I get the feeling they tried to get me while I was sleeping, get me to go against my own will on it, and that's really bad. That means they tried to beat me up and tried to induct me unconscious. Because I refuse it, and in the original writing it says that I refuse it. They would have went against the original writing. It means they lose their original. You're not supposed to go against the original writing for any reason. It's in the original writing that I refuse someone who would want other wives. Can't do that with me. So I don't do Christianity, and I don't do any of the following of Moses because I figure there's something else that happens that I've talked about, which is when you over ionize liquid, it becomes solid, like solidified slightly, and that is what somebody would use, that plus kinetic energy, to split water. Wouldn't be that hard to do if you salted it, or if it was salty enough and you manipulated the salt of it. A lot of water has a certain amount of salt. Those things, it might seem like a disproving faith, but it's not. It's just making sure that faith is in a solid background. And it's not really that hard to over-ionize water with a ton of salt in a spot, or to use salt and to thicken it. I don't think it would be wise for them to search under the Dead Sea, but under the Dead Sea there is an entrance to the land of the dead. It's under a huge cliff underwater. You swim under the cliff to get in there, and there's a river of fire. There's oil there that's always burning, and it's mixed in with the water under there. Talked about that too. There's a lot of places like that, though. The Grand Canyon has an ionized serpent, and it blocks an entrance into the underworld. It is seen by some Hindus and some of the like, and they think it's solid because over there they can actually, there's so much ionized energy that some of them walk on different stuff like that. And he's pretty specific that he doesn't build things that aren't actually there. He'll build over them. So there's something solid with it. We didn't do that here with the serpent. So when they jump on it and they try to ride it, they just fall right through and die. So that type of energy is a little different than the architecture, but there's still something there that you would view as unnatural. But because it was once a natural being and it chooses to do certain things, it's a little different. The USA is quite different with our separation of church and state, with how much is how much lenience there is with what we do. There's a reason there's a lot of ionized salt. We usually ionize it to make sure something's not talking through it or doing manipulation through that salt. There are natural ions and there are natural protons and neutrons, obviously. But we have a system that utilizes some things that were once natural, that were abused into being in an unnatural state, and they help out. Unlike some countries that worship a day or a ripped up star, we have 52. There's many people who are born with stars and universes and all kinds of stuff within them. There's a certain amount of jealousy in religion when they find something that's born greater than them. They need to stay away from things they're jealous of. They won't do any good being that jealous and near them. It is rough. But getting that shit out of my system is a huge difference. So I'm going to do a day of purging that stuff and see how much I can get out of my system. And I'm going to start collecting it so you guys can see the difference between it being bile and it being liquid. That's different. It's going to be, there's no chunks or anything in it. I'll show you the cracker test again. And we'll prove that it's something. We'll figure out what it is.